meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. We'll begin tonight with a public hearing on the tax budget for the village of Evendale for the year 2025. Anyone wish to testify or talk about the tax budget? What's in it? All right, that'll be the...
Mayor, I'll move we close that public session.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second?
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
And the clerk will now take the roll.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Here.
Mr. Putoff? Ms.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson?
Here.
Mr. Patterson?
Here.
Mr. Burke?
Here. The minutes of the previous meeting of council have been previously distributed. Are there any additions, corrections, or changes? Could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved?
Second?
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
We're now to the committee reports, and we'll have the Finance Committee first. Councilman Burke.
Thank you. Finance update, Ms. Karachi reported that the tax total receipts for the month of May were $2.289 million, which exceeded receipts in May of 2023 by $370,000 plus. Year-to-date tax receipts are currently at $9,441,000 plus, which exceeds year-to-date receipts at this time last year by a little over 1.3 million, or 16.6%. The May totals for revenue were 2.6 million, exceeding expenditures of 1.379, which is more than 1.268 above. Revenue year-to-date for our $11 million and exceed the year-to-date expenditures by $7.6 million. Seven expenditures, so it exceeds by 3.544, including the TIF funds. These results are being reserved. That is 97% of our current year operating budget. So there will be an ordinance tonight, and also May Farm Fest, roughly 900 attended, well received. The farm netted over $10,000. Also, road by road tickets went on sale June 3rd this month, so don't hesitate and don't delay in getting your tickets. Educational program for farm classrooms turned into farm to community in the summer. This is well received. Seeking grant funding for transportation van as well for the Gorman Heritage Farm, and also summer camp started on 6/3 last week. And thank you for the service department for helping the camp, prepare the camp and for weddings. Also working on local partnership to get the projects funded around the farm. Recreational, successful pool opening on Memorial Day weekend. Fun of the Sun started. Family pool party was a success with 350 in attendance, not 3,000.
Crowded.
Seasonal hiring ordinance is going to be on the agenda tonight, and recreational software will be active in late summer. Also, service engineering. Jeffrey Allen has completed the majority of the spring planning. If you've driven around the community, they look fantastic. Seasonal hiring ordinance also is tonight, and pressure wash the administration fire department building. If you haven't noticed it, please pay attention, they did a great job. Evendale will be working by July 4th, it's being repaired. Also getting signs made for the EV stations. And geese continue to be a problem. And just be careful where you step. Price of new service buildings should be delivered, actually has been delivered, and I'm sure we'll discuss that. Catch basins are being replaced around the village, and working on construction drawings for CAC, Community Arts Council's elevator. And then Mr. Jeffrey attended Tri-State Trails in connection with HC Parks, Hamilton County Parks. And Metro have planned soon for the Evendale Common Stop. That's all I have.
Just an Mr. Jeffers, you want to update him on Verdon? We got a late report today, and it's not good.
On what?
A late report on Verdon.
Yeah, I met with the Verdon Bell people. Unfortunately, if you've noticed, the bells and the music has been playing. The controller that's inside that is an old iPac, which was 2010 technology prior to the BlackBerry, and it died. Unfortunately, we tried Friday on a number of different ways to retrofit something else, and it's not there, so we're probably gonna have to replace the entire internal guts system. It probably will not be done by July 4th, unfortunately. So they are working on a solution, and hopefully I'll have some answers here in the next few days.
Can I give a quick update on the
Yeah,
service
so I
building?
sent an email out to everybody this afternoon on our building. So we are currently just over 6.2 million. Included in that is, as I mentioned, there's allowances for unsuitable soil permitting, and then also contingencies that were built in. These are as needed, minor changes, revisions, the unforeseen conditions. Anything that's not spent of those funds get returned. And so at this point, based upon where we are, the mayor's signed the agreement, and we should be applying for the footing and foundation permit. Hopefully they'll have those plans to me in the next day or so, and hopefully break ground by the end of the month.
Okay, I told Mr. Jeffers I was going to do this because it's great to be able to publicly humiliate people for their success. People at home need to understand how good this number really is and how much effort he and Mr. Burke put into making this contract work. When this number came out a number of months ago, it was at 6.5 million. Then it gravitated towards 6.8 million, and it looked like it was heading north to 7 million. The fact that through negotiation and value engineering and all these other things, this number has now gotten back, and including some contingencies and other things, to 6.2 is a huge, huge accomplishment. And you did an unbelievably good job getting it there, so thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Any other comments on the committee report? Okay, we'll go then to Councilperson Carolyn Smiley Robertson for the police and fire report.
I'm going to start with fire. Fire hydrants are being painted, and if you've noticed that some of them are white, that means they haven't been completely painted yet.
Primed.
They're just primed, not painted. They will eventually be yellow. Also, the department is going to be doing some driver's training on apparatus on Sunday mornings. That started this past Sunday, so that'll be occurring. The MOU, or Memorandum of Understanding, that we entered into with Sharonville as far as repairing some of our vehicles is already paying dividends and controlling prices, so great idea for that. Chief shared with us, for future planning purposes, what the cost of a new fire truck looks like. It's going to be north of 1.2 million. That cost is without 1.25 million without the engine cost included at this point, and it would probably take us more than 2 years to get it from the point that we order it. Likewise with ambulances, we're looking at easily in the $400,000 to $500,000 range, and it could take up to 2 years to get an ambulance. So that's where we stand as far as equipment is concerned. And last but not least, reminder to everyone that the annual chili luncheon is tomorrow at 11, from 11 to 1 at the fire department. Going to police, Chief Holloway had some similar cheery news for us for future planning purposes as it relates to body cameras and cruiser cams. It seems that vendors are now going to a subscription service, so it's going to cost us around $40,000 annually just to have these body cameras. But the good news, there is good news in there. That's not only just getting the equipment, it's the maintenance and the software included. But that seems to be the wave of the future, and I'm sure we're going to hear more of that as time goes on. I'm going to refer everybody, we talked about this at the last council meeting, but there were a couple of good, really good articles about coyotes in the newsletter, so I would encourage everybody to look in the newsletter and read those and check out the websites that were suggested there. Going to cultural arts, things are going well there. Summer camps are doing well. I think there are still spaces available. Is that true? Yes. Limited spaces available. The June art venture is to Cox Arboretum. Cincinnati Lab Festival opens in mid-July, and I want you to save the date of August 2nd for the big art party. And I think we received some preliminary drawings on the elevator, so we're making progress there for the elevator for the cultural arts. As far as building, planning, and zoning are concerned, Planning Commission is going to hear 2 cases this month, one of which will be, they will have a public hearing on the proposed zoning map amendment along Spartan Drive. And if it's approved, the amendment would add 12 parcels that are currently zoned industrial flex 2, and heavy commercial will be added to the Aero Hub and Innovation District. Also, there'll be a case, we've had an applicant who is requesting conditional use approval for proposed fuel station and an indoor recreation facility in the GC zoning district at 10890 Reading Road, more commonly known as the former Frisha site. So again, this is public hearings will be there. Anyone's welcome to attend and voice their opinion or concerns or have questions answered as it relates to those. From the building department side, I'm not sure we discussed this per se in our meeting, but it's newsworthy. The Indio Design has received a permit to renovate their recently purchased building at 10225 Evendale Commons Drive. That is the last of the old Kinetic Vision buildings. And so they are an interior identity company that specializes in creating company identities through interior designs. So they're expected to have their office space and a photo studio in Evendale later this summer. Building permit activity was very strong in May. The department received 13 new permit applications and issued 17 permits with an estimated construction cost of about $1 million. And that's our report.
Okay. Any additions, corrections?
Mayor, I would like to see how many people have noticed the changes along Reading Road. The Building and Zoning Department has done a wonderful job of working with our businesses along there to get all the vehicles, the vans and such parked behind the buildings and on the side of the buildings. And I've noticed over the last few weeks the change, and it looks so much nicer along there. So I want to thank Building and Zoning. I want to thank the businesses for complying, and I really think it's made a nice difference along Reading Road.
Good, I agree. Any other comments, questions, comments? If not, that will constitute the fire and police report. I have a few things. This is our last meeting before the 4th of July, and I just remind people we have fireworks ordinances in place, our anti-fireworks ordinances in place. I invite you all to come down for the fireworks at Evendale, where it's nice and safe and nobody gets hurt. And you think about that before you set them off in your backyard. The town meeting has been now scheduled for November 3rd, at the request of a number of people. We're seriously considering returning to our dinner plans as before, and Councilman Chris Schaefer has volunteered.
No, Councilman Chris Patterson. Councilman
Chris
Chris
Patterson.
Schaefer is of a
I'm
historic.
sorry I misspoke. I didn't mean to demean you.
Thank you very much.
Chris Patterson has agreed to head up the committee for the town meeting, and I'm sure he will be in touch with all of you about your role on that evening. And that's the extent of my comments and considerations. And anybody have anything else? All right, we will go to the ordinances end, and we have ordinance 24-24, and I ask to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes.
An ordinance approving the 2025 tax budget for the Village of Evendale and declaring it as an emergency. That's what we had the public hearing about before us this evening. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading. I'm sorry, to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Yes.
Now a motion is in order to adopt the emergency clause of the motion of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 24-24 adopted as an emergency. Next is 24-25. I need a motion to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Ohio Plan Risk Management, Inc., to provide property and liability insurance with the assistance of the Highland Administrative Services Group for the Village of Evendale and declaring it as an emergency. Our premium went up 9.8% this year. It's mainly because of the additional equipment or the improved value of our buildings that caused it to go up. We actually added $1.7 million in assets to our rolls this year. And in talking to Mr. Elmer, we've discussed that next year, I think we're going to have everything reappraised in the village, have an overall reappraisal, and I'm sure we've added even perhaps more than that as far as is concerned. And we'll probably have another increase for next year. So, did I read the ordinance? Did I read
No,
the
you
ordinance?
have not.
Okay. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement. Yeah, I read the ordinance. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So, second?
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes. Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
McDaniel? Yes. Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 24-25 adopted as an emergency. Next, we have ordinance 24-26. I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor to hire seasonal employees and setting the pay rates and declaring it as an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes.
I now declare ordinance 24-26 adopted as an emergency. Next, we have ordinance 24-27. I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes. Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to ratify a contract to purchase real estate between WMI Inc. and Ohio For-Profit Corporation and the Village of Evendale and declaring it as an emergency. This will allow us to buy a piece of property on Spartan Drive that we have talked about for several occasions. We have, we're in the process of rezoning Spartan Drive to match up with Arrow Hub and the adjacent communities around it. We are going to use the property for Stage 2 development with Alloy, our friend in the Hamilton County Development Corporation. They tell us there's a need for this in the community. They have Stage 1, they handle that very well, but people graduate to Stage 2 and they apparently have no place to go. So that's the purpose of this ordinance. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes. Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
McDaniel? Yes. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes. Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 24-27 adopted as an emergency. Next, we have ordinance 24-28. I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes.
An ordinance appointing Dennis Moran to the Evendale Board of Zoning Appeals for a term ending December 31st, 2028, and declaring it as an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel? Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
McDaniel? Yes. Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
McDaniel? Yes. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 24-28 adopted as an emergency. Is there any other business to come before the council tonight? If not, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
McDaniel? Yes. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.